there were be people because if you were not respectful, you instigate a fight that could end up killing people. You know, if you
Yep.
disrespected a samurai the wrong way, then they'll just come and murder your entire family. So there was rules of engagement. Martial arts is beyond just what techniques you use.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Crazy, man. Like, that's dope though. Hey, maybe someday we'll maybe at the mansion party, me and you will spar.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I like my main martial arts school is in Miami. Um, I'm supposed to have a school in Boston, but I never got a chance to get around to it. But I feel like once things like if Wolverine reaches that level, yeah, I'm definitely going back and I'm gonna go back to training full time.
That'd be dope, dude. That'd be sick. Yeah, cause hey, I'll tell you what. Like, I'm a union carpenter. So like I build commercial residential buildings, um, a lot of downtown LA. I've had I've had a lot of hands in building those buildings. Um, and physically, dude, it's fuck, man. That shit drains me so fucking much because I mean, I'm dealing with drywall, metal stud framing, welding, just a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of things like that. So like, yeah, it's physical, but in all reality, there's a lot of like chemicals and different shit in the air and metal dust particles and shit that's really killing me. Like physically, yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like fit, but I would much rather be able to train, on a daily. Like I would rather be training daily than doing what I'm doing now because there's so many harmful things in the environment I'm working in.
Yeah,
And not only that, like it makes it
Mic check.
the physical training from a martial arts standpoint to me running around all day in a carpenter world, there's no comparison, you know?
yeah. I could spend the rest of my life just training and improving my body. I would do it, but we have bills to pay, so um, that's why it gets to that point where you have to decide, all right, do I train or do I go to work? Or it's tough when you have to make those type of decisions.
Well, I'll tell you this much, man. Like, I nonstop work, hustle. I nonstop think of ways to make money. So, regardless, like, if I can get out of this trade, oh, man, I'll wake up that extra, because I normally wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning no matter what. So, I'll wake up those extra hours. If I got to go to, 24-hour fitness or whatever the fucking gym is, I'll hit the gym. I'll wake up that much extra early, like if I was just to be like on the computer or whatever, just to kind of get in my physical aspect of everything. But I really want to go like crypto, dude. I really want to like. I think that's the future. Like crypto is the future. Like it is the trend on it, everything is going towards crypto. Like, and the new generation is adapting to it, and it's gonna go nuts, man.
Yeah, I completely agree with that sentiment. Like it's just a completely different thing where it's like you don't have to really work because it's like, do I work 40 hours a week, busting my butt with the company just to make $3,000 in that month, and they tax certain percentage or five or whatever your salary is, or do I just
Yeah.
sit here because I've probably made 100 grand in just two weeks, just by choosing the right investments. So
Yeah, that's the truth.
it's it's a very different lifestyle that many of us are going to be living with, which I love, because it's like people are not meant to be working for a company. That's just not how our bodies naturally work.
No,
Our creative,
and poor people work for people. You know what I mean? Like I've always had that mentality. Like, but my mentality, and I'll be honest with you, dog, and everybody in here. I went more of like uh, the bad guy route. So I'll put it I'll put it nicely. Um, but I made a lot of money doing it. I made a lot of money doing it, but it only ended in me going to prison. And then so after that, I decided I didn't want that life no more. And I had all the flashy things. I had all the money. I was doing big things and blah blah blah. Um, but in all reality, man, I'm done with that. So when I found crypto and I found construction was my only way out because nobody accepted me after prison. Nobody accepted me into getting a job or becoming anything. So I ended up, excuse me, I ended up being getting involved with the union in construction, and which is a great lifestyle. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I bring in over 100K a year, but for me, that just wasn't enough. Like I felt like I could be doing better with my life. You know what I mean? Then
yeah,
and 100K is good for a lot of families and a lot of people. I mean, that's good money. But when I found crypto, man, I'm like, dude, I found my new drug to sell. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, just
I
crazy,
mean,
dude. It's
I
crazy.
mean, crypto is like a second chance for most people. It's like a lot of people are able to do things that they never thought they would have been able to do before. And you may say like, "Oh, 100,000 is a lot of money." Some people from where they're from, that's a ton of money. You'd be rich, but it's all in the perspective. It's like, what are you giving up to be able to make that money? Sometimes it,
Yeah,
it really
exactly.
isn't worth it. Working
No, it ain't
60,
worth it.
70 hours, bone breaking work. And two, if you're living in someplace like LA, New York, Miami, that's the equivalent of making like 40,000 in a different state, or making 20,000 different country. So it's not as much money
Yeah.
as people think it is. It's an arbitrary number, to be honest, to be quite
No,
frank.
no, no. And I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, dude, like, okay, me sitting here saying that I'm making 100 grand, right? Like to some people, they're like, oh shit, that's a lot. But where I live, that ain't shit. It's fucking, dude. It's backbreaking work, like you said, for me to just scrape by. You know what I mean? And I mean, crypto, and especially like Wolverinu, dude, has made big changes for me. And I just think, and I've learned a lot in crypto. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of research, done a lot of uh, my own due diligence on certain coins and certain things, and I got a few different wallets and blah 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 blah. But I like this is what I want to do full time. I want to do crypto full time. Wolverinu has been my fucking most favorite project. I feel like I've been the most involved with the devs, with you, with every the community, and just definitely see big things coming for this project, man.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you say that because I think it was everybody calling Wolverino like a rug pull that caused me to learn so much more, right? So when you're listening to Jules advocate for the program, then it's like, okay, now I'm going into Etherscan, now I'm going into the CERTIC audit, and now I'm like, yo, you know something?
Yeah.
These guys are legit, right? Because the more these guys are like, oh, it's a scam, it's a rug pull, right? I'm going in Etherscan, which I never did before, learning how to look at the wallets, learning how to do this and that. So it's amazing how
Yeah.
much like I actually learned through this project, right?
Yeah, it's
So now
crazy.
it's crazy. So when I'm looking at other projects, I'm like, this a rug pull, right? Because I'm looking at other projects and I'm like, ooh, the Telegram group is kind of quiet. What's going on here? I'm like the number one
Yeah,
wallet
man.
owns 20%. I'm like the number one wallet has 20%. So
I
It's a
mean,
fucking trip.
you know,
That's
you
just
know,
a
we're
trip.
we're very lighthearted, but everybody that started here started as investors. Me, I did my due diligence on the project, on the team, and everything checked out, and then I actually noticed that, hey, you know what, there's something special here. And what I find is a lot of people, they don't learn to look for these type of things when they're looking at projects, which is, it's understandable. People do not want to get scammed. People don't want to get rug pulled, but that's why you check the things that I mentioned to check. Like, I gave everybody a homework assignment. Like, go and find another Telegram group that talks as much as we do, that you can reach out to the devs, that you can message them, they talk back to you, they answer any and all questions that you possibly have, that is working on the roadmap, that is aggressively pursuing listings and partnerships and doing things a legit way. It's one of those things where it's very rare. Sometimes you'll see projects that go up 10,000% in a single day, and then everybody takes profits, and then the project never recovers from that. It's a classic pump and dump. It just goes up, and then everybody takes profits, and whoever's the last one that holds the bag is the one that loses out in the end. So
Yeah.
me as an investor, I learned to look for different things, because what do I want? Do I want short-term gains, which is going to be very unstable, very high risk? Most likely 7 or 8 out of 10 of those, I'm probably going to lose profit on, or I'm going to take a loss on them. Or do I want something that has legs? It might be growing at a slower rate, but it's going to be steady. It's natural. The fundamentals are there. The technical analysis is there, and I can see 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the line that this project is still going to be viable and in a completely different state. So, I mean, even us right now, um a lot of things on the technical side, you know I'm always flabbergasted, just how quickly we're sending. I always see some projects where it's like they have a great marketing team, but they never follow through on it. Or I've seen projects where they have awesome devs, but they don't know how to build a community to help, promote their token. And this project, it just hits everything. It hits all the cylinders. I don't know if is anybody familiar with mini football?
Any what?
Mini football.
Maybe. I don't know. Explain.
Okay. So mini football was a token on the BSC side. It exploded pretty much right off the gate. It had great marketing, it had great presence on social media, and then they kind of like rugged it after it got some success. Even after the project was rugged, you still saw like great social media interaction, and it actually saw a brief revival, but it never reached those heights again. There was a project called Mini Basketball. The first day it went up like 10, 20x. They were able to get like Lamar Odom and basketball players to talk about mini basketball.
Oh
And
shit!
and that same day they rugged the project. And
What
if
the
they had
fuck?
just if they had just followed through on the program and stuff, it would have been a spectacular token. A lot of people would have stayed invested. It would
I
have
don't
had
fucking
growth.
yeah. I don't fucking understand that shit, dog. Like, why would you, as a dev, right? If you see a community just building around you that is fucking so hyped, so fucking ready to go, so ready to like, okay, I get it. You're in it for the quick money, but unless, I mean, they must be rich motherfuckers that just don't care. They're just fucking like, okay, let's just take it. Cool, we got another fucking couple million. But why think that way? Like, if you really have a good project, a good team, something that's really going for you, why would you rug that? Because the potentials could be massive, and for any dev to not work towards that, man, I just think it's just stupid. It's fucking
They don't want to
retarded.
do the work. They don't want to do the
It
work, man. I
it
mean,
makes no listen. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. It don't make no sense, man.
oh,
But
oh,
the thing is when you listen to our team, our devs, everybody involved in the community, man, like everybody has that hustler drive. Like we all got that drive. It's crazy. And I know a lot of people get skeptic on it, but like when you really hear when you hear somebody that is excited and who's a moneymaker and who's somebody that's about their business, a shark, um, you're inclined to that shit, and it draws a lot of people in. And I know this shit's, I know this shit's gonna go to the moon. I already fucking know it.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, for some of the diamond hands that's in the project now, I mean, 9 zeros changes somebody's life. You know, 8 zeros changes somebody's life. 7, you're in a different stratosphere. So and when I look at projects like Luffy, that I mean, we're about to surpass their holders, and they started longer than us, and they're on site events and things like that. It's just, I don't know, man. I
I
just look
believe
at this as
I believe
So
they
hey,
have
so
more holders than Luffy.
are you
If you check on
serious? Hey,
Etherscan, if you check Etherscan, their holders account went down a bit.
oh for real? Oh shit. Hey, cause I almost fucking jumped into that shit too, and I held off on it.
Here's the thing: I had a chance to get into Luffy all the way in the beginning. And the reason why I did not get into Luffy was because my transaction failed and I completely forgot about it. So
Well,
Luffy
hey, you
was an
came up,
early
dog. You
project
came
that
up.
was sent to me. It was an early project that was sent to me. And, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, why didn't I just follow up on this one? But it's like with crypto, you can't really FOMO in or out of a token. You can't really like be worried about which ones you get into or which ones you don't get into, because as long as it's a quality project, your money is going to be safe there. So you can come in at 100 million, 200, 300 million market cap. Your money is still there. The devs are still going to be doing their work. And if you want more higher risk trades, I mean, there are plenty of rug pools for that. I mean, a lot of people are still making profit off of rug pools. So,
Oh, big
you
time.
know,
As long as
so
they
a
don't
lot,
lock it up and not fucking let you sell.
well, that's the first thing that you should be looking at whenever you look at a project. One,
Yeah, all
check to see
green.
that the contract is renounced and check to see that the liquidity is locked, because then they
Wait,
can't just do that. Now,
yeah.
scammers, they're creative, they're inventive. I don't know every single way that they
Oh
take the
no, they're
bag from people.
But no,
But
but
dude,
I
they're
Jules,
mean,
fucking
but
good.
the
They're
stage is
good.
set for that now. The stage is set for that now. So if you go on CoinGecko, so what I do is I go on CoinGecko and look at all the new projects, and they all say the same thing: lock liquidity, contracts renounced, audit. And when you click on the tabs, upcoming, upcoming, upcoming. So now, like with Wolverino and Saitama, they set the stage. Every new project, that's all they say. But now the question is, did they do it? And that's the thing.
yeah, and you can't just go by what people say, you have to go by what they do. So that's why I tell people go to the links. That's the proof. You can check to see that the liquidity is locked. You can check to see that we've been adding liquidity constantly to the liquidity pool. You can check to see that it's locked for over a year. You can check the status of the audit yourself. It's pending, but once it's complete, I mean, it's something that you'll be able to go to the website. You can see that we ordered the certic audit already. So, it's one of those things where it's like I understand where people are coming from because honestly, like when you go out there and to try and research that, they don't tell you to look for these type of things. They don't tell you to, hey, this is how you go about making sure that your investment is safe and that you're in a good project. Um, but at the same time, like I personally feel it's my responsibility to point people to that so that they can have that sort of sense of comparison.
Jules,
Hey,
I know that Tama registered an LLC in the U.S. Are there any thoughts of that? I know it sometimes brings ease to people, some legitimacy to it. Not sure if there's any thought of that.
Yeah, we've actually discussed with regards to filing the LLC with our lawyer team. I cannot speak more on that just because things are still pending and in process. But I mean, we've had those conversations already.
Great.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, we've
I
already had that discussion.
just a quick FYI. I own Wolverino LLC, so just come. You could airdrop me a little something. I'll give it to you guys.
In which state?
Shoot it.
Oh, you see, you're good, Jules. All 50. All 50.
You don't own it in all
Mic check.
50 states.
Delaware.
You're
It's Delaware. Delaware.
No, listen,
you're good, Jules.
I've done my homework already. You don't own it. Oh, someone wants to
But
speak.
Jules, I will tell you though, I thought your face was gonna pop up on that AMA as one of the listings. I thought your face was gonna pop up for Cider Mask. Even though he did
With a
post,
big
he
ass
did list.
smile. With a big ass smile.
Word up. I appreciate you guys.
I thought you were gonna pop up, Jules, but I was like, all right, maybe next week. Maybe next week.
I wanted it to happen sooner than later. I was considering going to the Cider Mask event, actually. I had some friends that went, they got to meet Russ, and I thought it would be cool, but I have to stay home because there's so many like birthdays and family stuff going on, so I didn't get the chance. But
Dude,
I would do it if
if
I got the
if
chance.
I wasn't working so much, I'd be, dude. I'm like 4 hours from there, so I would have. But I'm 7 days a week right now, man. I'm 7 days a week, and I'm with you guys the rest of the time. You know what I mean? Like that's
That's
for
what's
all
up.
the newcomers. I just want everybody to know, like, dude, I spend most of my time working, and then I spend the rest of my time with Wolverine. Like, we got a great family over here. You know what I mean?
That's dope. Hey, I'm new here. I go by the name of FeltMeltShooter on Twitter. This is just my site, Telegram. I'm just popping in, man. I appreciate the convo and what you guys got going on. I'm brand new to the project. Me and a few crypto friends of mine in the space is definitely like we really appreciate what y'all got going on. We really are interested in what y'all got and what y'all are building at this time. And I like the idea of I'm not sure who was speaking on the LLC, but it definitely can increase confidence in the project and making that one of your marks as far as publicizing that. I think at the end of the day, like you guys were talking about, several rug pull projects and several former tokens. I think you was talking about mini football and mini basketball, and we saw what happened to Squid Game. I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and it's just the reality. It's the internet. It's a war zone, and so I think any kind of way to continue to build that confidence. I'm just glad to be a part of what you guys are building at the beginning, because like I think someone just said recently, 9 zeros, 8 zeros, that'll change a life, which is so nuts to me. But I'm brand new in the crypto space since May of 2021. And I like what you guys got going on, man. So definitely keep just advertising what you're doing, what changes you're making. And I'm definitely down for the ride. You know what I mean? So I thank you guys for hosting and letting me pop in and say my little two piece.
Yeah, we
Yeah, that's
appreciate
dope.
having you. Yeah, we appreciate having you. Like, feel free to come in, like, just speak your piece. It's an open floor. Like, it's not an AMA, or we're not really giving, updates now. It's just a open mic. We can talk about anything. But, um, yeah, like, one of the things that I like to do is, that's just what I do for a living. I teach people the business when it comes to crypto, because there's certain things that, they're not talking about on those YouTube videos. Like, they're not checking the liquidity lock. They're not checking uh, how to identify whether or not it is a rug pull or a potential rug pull. So you know this is gonna be it's a special project, and I agree with everything that you guys are saying with regards to the LLC front. I've I, like I wish I could tell you guys more, but yeah, I mean, I've been researching that already.
No, no,
So
no. I mean,
you
yeah, I don't want you to share any of your personal business, personal, family, private, uh, Wolverine business. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm just here to share because I think at the end of the day, when you can increase confidence, bro, it's just, you capitalize early and often. That's just business.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the idea. If we have like these corporate structures, if we have, you know, all these foundational aspects in place, that gives us more doors and avenues to more
Hmm.
listings, more partnerships, sponsorships. So yeah, yeah, we have that discussion with the team.
That's dope. How many
I
Well,
mean,
that
you're
sounds
how many folks are a part of your team, if you don't mind me asking? Like I said, I'm brand new in the space, and I'm always eager to learn, and just
all
trying
right.
to.
Look, so I'll speak on that. I'm pretty much a day one holder, so like I got in like around the 24-hour mark, maybe a little bit after the first day. Um, but we have the team that we have right now. As far as like the devs and everybody else, like there's a lot more of us that are holding, you know, significant amounts that are fucking diamond handers, dude. Like we believe in the project big time. Um, we're our community grew from who was speaking on that the other day, Jules? I think it was uh, Aaron. Was he speaking on that? How we grew?
Yeah, Aaron was a day one.
he was speaking on that, right? Like, so like how we, so like the very first couple days, how we grew, man. Like our community just became like infused. You know what I mean? Like to sum it all up, we just kind of everybody vibed off each other. Everybody was positive. Everybody had such bullish momentum on this project, and it grew from there. And everybody caught on, and everybody that came into the community loved it.
That's dope.
And I think that momentum, we need to keep that going. You know what I mean? And that's the momentum that we want to keep going, because we have so many different outlooks on how this project can go and be different from everybody else. And we've already proven that. We've already shown that. And so I'm glad you're a part of the family now. Because go ahead.
And then speaking on the team, right? I think there's a total team of 30 with developers and moderators. But I mean, I think when you look at the face of who primarily speaks, that's Jules. He is kind of like the PR representative that kind of leads the token, right? So when you look at crypto today with Saitama, everyone's going to speak on docs, right? Because Saitama led the way, right? So Jules is docs, right? Meaning that he's a real person, right? You can look at him up on LinkedIn. You can look at him on Facebook. He has a YouTube channel. His first and last name is completely legit. He has a real estate office. He's a human being, right? So there's a rug pull.
Like building that confidence. Yeah, no, people be showing up.
He'll get indicted. Right? God forbid that never happens.
That's dope. That's dope. But I think you can lead with that. You can lead with that with the project. You know what I mean?
Jules, Jules, I've seen your face, so if you rug pull me, dog, you better be careful.
You know about my martial arts past, so
hey, it's all good.
But when you sit on these, when you sit on these AMAs, it'll be mostly 3 devs you hear from. You'll hear from Jules, and you'll hear from Ronald McDonald, his older brother and younger brother. And then another guy, which I haven't heard of in a while, which is the crypto advisor. So it's a pretty solid team, you know, and
that's
also
dope.
Solid team. And then they, you know, and like I said, in this world today, which I can vouch for, working where I work in human capital management, they do a lot of outsourcing, right? So it's like everyone asks, like, what's your gaming experience? Like, I don't have it. That's why I have a gaming company that's working for it. I have a marketing company that's working for it. So it's actually a pretty legit project, because I think what's good is they're not saying, I'm the experts in technology. No, I have people doing it for me, right? Which is good. And they're able to show the resources on who's doing the work.
Right.
Like we just got the billboard in Times Square. So it's legit.
And they're happy to fucking let everybody know, like, not all their ideas come from just them. Like, it comes from everybody in the community. You know what I mean? That's huge. That's huge, because that shows that they're actually paying attention. They're actually listening. They're taking advice. Because the community is typically what fucking makes these things grow. I mean, if we didn't have this community, where would we be?
True.
You know what I mean? We wouldn't be nowhere.
We wouldn't be.
Yeah, you're right. No, I think that's different, man. That's definitely, it's very inclusive. You know what I mean? It teach that family, you know, each one teach one. And, you know, you're like a conglomerate. You move together like Transformers. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? And I think that's different. And I think in this whole crypto space, everyone's trying to be different. Everyone's trying to learn from the Doges and the mistakes they made and how they didn't capitalize, and, you know, how people are, you know, once you get big, bro, it's like hard to even get in touch with people. So I love that folks, coins like yours, is sharing information on, you know, your Twitter and your Telegram, where you can get in touch with folks. Like, it's dope. It definitely, you know, that inclusivity, it's addicting, bro.
Yeah, and just speaking on the team really quick, Like, it starts with the two brothers, Ronald McDonald and Crypto Failgut. Now, they've doxed themselves privately to me, so I know who they are, where they're from. Um, they're they're very open, and we actually have multiple people that is involved with decision making with regards to our marketing. There's myself, who's one of those main crypto advisors, and I'm normally the main person who speaks just because I'm more comfortable talking to people than others. It's not something that everybody feels comfortable with doing. But there's the three advisors, which is me, A Goods. We also have like a team of moderators that's just like, I think over 20 or 30 of them, um, large. They also contribute to the decision making of what we do. Like, okay, this is something that's been brought up into the group. Can we implement this? Or hey, this person is asking, can we set this up? And we'll take the constructive feedback. For example, the Twitter Spaces, that was a community thing. They really liked when we did a AMA for Clubhouse, I believe. Which was somebody who
Mm,
was in the community.
cool.
He linked us with somebody, and then we was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's go on and let's do it. And then they're like, yo, you need to do a Twitter Spaces AMA. So we did that. It was hugely successful. And then I think through the Twitter Spaces AMA, we got introduced to other people, and the community does an awesome job of getting us on the front door of many of these opportunities, like with Adam Shelton, like with some of these other YouTubers that we're talking right now.
Yo,
And then Adam came to us, he wanted to set that up, and we spoke on there. So we've just been taking advantage of every opportunity that's been given to us. But the beauty is that everybody has things that they contribute that helps us better. Like, w- we may have fun. Some people may think that they're new, but it's like, at the end of the day, everybody here is an investor. So all of their input is valid in terms of like what their concerns are and what they think
right.
would help for the token. So you know, one thing that I am proud of is that we take constructive criticism very well. We take it very well. We know exactly what people are looking for, and people feel like they can come to us to say, hey, I want this group for my country. I want this language group, or hey, I have this idea, and we take it seriously, and it's not like it's something that we do like 2, 3, 4 weeks down the line. It's something we'll try to get done within like 24 to 48 hours
Mm,
if we can. Sometimes it's not feasible, but I mean, it really is wonderful just working as a part of it. And we're constantly adding people to the team. We added some people for our Discord team because that was something that none of us that was not our specialty. Some people from the community, they stepped up.
dope. Yeah, because
Yeah, they
that
stepped up.
Discord can be complex, bro. That Discord get a little woo for real.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know how to use Discord. I don't know how to set things up or increase the
Right.
server levels or get custom
Automation and
tabs or
yeah,
whatever.
all of that. Yeah, the commands and all that. It can get real particular, which is dope. I mean, that's smart, bro. I mean, if you can't do it, hire somebody that can, or if somebody want to step up and donate their time, bro. That's definitely how you move forward in a feasible manner.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, we didn't really have a Reddit. It was just a blank page. Had only one post. It had only like 10 people in there. Now it's at like over 700. Things work well when you listen and ask people where do you want to contribute.
Hmm.
And I think that's why you see our token talked about as much as it is, why you see our community as fired up, because they have a direct impact on our success. Like, you're like me, Ron, everybody that's on the team, like we're part of the community as well. Um, we're not gonna front like a lot of these opportunities is because of how aggressive, everybody is here. Whether it comes to shilling, whether it comes to engaging with YouTubers, whether it's regards to raids or whether it's regards to giving us new ideas that can get us in front of more people. And that helps make our token even more special.
Dope, dope. Great to hear, bro. Great to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I
I
mean,
definitely appreciate being promoted to admin on the Telegraph chat. Like, I just try to contribute any way I can. Um, it's not that I'm looking for any kind of recognition, but I just feel like in this instance, with the family we have going on, the people that have experience in things need to take the reins and try to guide people to the right direction, just so we can all be hopefully in the future financially independent.
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, everybody, they start off the same way. They're in the community, you have constructive input, or sometimes you raise your hand and say, hey, Jules, I want to help out. How can I help out? Um, and we'll see where we need, and we're happy to add roles. We're happy to, because everybody does this for the love of the project. Everybody does this for the love of the project, not just because it it is a financial benefit because every time all of our work ends up helping with the value of Wolverinu. But at the same time, it's a fun process to me. I've never enjoyed, doing this type of work as much as anything. So I would gladly do this for my 9 to 5 as opposed to, um, handling claims or dealing with clients or uh, dealing with license things because, it's just a much more pleasurable experience. But I mean, that also helps. That also helps because it emboldens